Hi, everybody. Welcome to Radio Respects. It's I, H7. I'm here doing that damn host thing, incessantly, nonstop. I didn't get to do a show live last time, Friday. Whatever. Time is irrelevant. So I'm here now. Why? Because I decided to make time, baby. I wanted to make time for you lovely cats. So with all that being said, here's what I'm gonna do. We got news. Boy, do we got news. We got some weird shit involving Gary Busey at a convention. We've got some really awkward comments from Pierce Brosnan on his role as Dr. Fate in the new Black Adam movie. We've got, apparently, a little bit of news that the Batgirl directors were trying to steal their movie back, but didn't get the opportunity to because, well, thank Zack Snyder for illegally distributing something that didn't belong to him and then triggering a movement, so to speak. They were trying to do the same thing, trying to retrieve, well, we'll get into it. They're trying to retrieve some footage, and let's just say it didn't work out how they fucking wanted. Look at this. Look at that Ric Flair jacket. You see that? This is a photo of Ric Flair that I fucked up for reasons, but that's apparently Ric Flair. I don't know. Whatever. So do the big thing. Follow me at _Dink at all your various social media outlets on every platform, all over the place, at all times. If you could do that for me, it'd be a big dick favor. I would greatly appreciate it. All of the YouTube versions of the show go out on youtube.com/_Dink. Same deal all across the board. Like, yeah, I'm H7 from a few bands, but I'm also H7, the host of Radio Respects. I'm also H7 special effects artist. I'm H7 professional wrestler. And all this crap falls under the umbrella. All the stuff I do falls under the umbrella that is _Dink. It's my cute little LLC. What do you think? You feeling good? You feeling good about it? I'm feeling alright, I guess. I don't know. I'm actually feeling like garbage because my AC stopped working. And it is the middle of fucking summer. It is the end of, what is it, August? I don't know. Time's an illusion. That's going to be the theme of tonight's show. Woo! That time is a fucking illusion. But with that being said, we got news going on, and I'm sure you ain't here just to listen to me bitch and moan about the fact that I'm in the middle of Florida with no working air conditioner or any of that hot shit. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to get shit figured out. Desperately. But surely. We had a guy come over after no-showing me 2 days in a row. Then this cat just shows up. This other cat shows up, looks at the thing, struggles, and without even like communicating, oh hey, I'll be back, or oh hey, I'll be in touch. Dude just looks at me and says, I have to call somebody to order parts, and leaves. No warning, no I'll be in touch, no, motherfucker just dipped. So fuck you, miscellaneous AC guys. Fix my shit. But anyway. Anonymity. You can't operate in South Florida without a fucking AC. You know what I mean? It's basically impossible. Like, I had to shut down my special effects studio because I can't work in 100-degree fucking weather. Like, in a hot-ass, muggy-ass room. Even in the fucking nude, I can't do that. If I feel myself going in to paint one stroke of an item and I get a hot flash of sorts, I get lightheaded. No, I'm sorry. But, like, my clients can wait. My clients can fucking wait. Like, there's way too much going on right now. And, like, there's another, but with that being said, what the fuck they're doing to the abomination that is She-Hulk, not the character, the MCU, the MSHU, the multiverse version of this miserable motherfucker. No ill will towards the actor, actress, or anything, but lots of ill will towards the tone-deaf show creator that clearly didn't understand shit from fuck. Oh, hey, I just realized something. Let's turn those on outside, shall we? There we go. So, She-Hulk. Let's talk about it. What the fuck is up with that origin story? So, in the new Marvel show, Jen Walters' backstory is so weirdly perfunctory, it's almost slapdash. Who the fuck wrote this article? I didn't look at this article beforehand. Oh, God, it's going to be a lot of pontification, kids. All right, here we go. Let's get into it. If you know anything about superheroes, oh, God, already with the holier-than-thou approach, it's probably the origin stories. Spider-Man's spider, Superman's planet, Batman's parents. An origin story is the defining event looming large over a hero's life, a catalyzing, single incident that crystallizes the themes in every story or character. Yada yada. Unless it's She-Hulk. See, in the current series, I'm going to leave this up here, because here's this. I don't know how many of y'all are hip to the whys about She-Hulk's actual origin story, but basically, she's a lawyer. She's hired to do some shit involving the mob, right? Woman gets shot, right? She gets shot, okay? Bruce Banner, doing the thing, on the run, hiding because he's the Hulk. He witnesses his family member get shot, and he's trying to not become the Hulk. Do you realize? Jesus Christ, whatever. We're gonna get into that fucking the abhorrent writing in this fucking show, the absolute downright miserable dialogue in this show, the fact that it's just social fucking justice crap punching you in the fucking head over and over again. Whatever happened to subtlety? Whatever happened to subtext? Whatever happened to actually giving a fuck about the thing that you're writing for? I don't personally get it, but when you take such ridiculous liberties with shows like this and just sort of chalk it up to, hey, that origin story didn't work for us. Okay, cool, but then maybe make something entertaining. Maybe make something mildly interesting. Maybe don't force your incessant message onto a listenership, onto a viewership that wants nothing to do with it. They just want to be entertained. Hi, person in the window. They just want to be entertained. They just want the escapism. They want to tune out and they want to enjoy their thing, right? They don't want to be beat over the head with a fucking nonstop. Like, okay, I understand. Put a message. Have something to say. Represent anyone and everyone from all over the world. And you know what? That's a beautiful thing. It can be, but it can also be pandering. It can also be a blatant attempt to sell you something because it's a hot political stance right now. To be hyper-feminized because toxic masculinity or just masculinity in general is such a fucking no-no these days that anybody that comes around with any sort of a twig and berries between their legs is immediately the enemy in the eyes of Hollywood. They are immediately the bad guy. Immediately. It has become basically unfucking safe in Hollywood, in any of these properties, in any of these representations of formerly beloved characters. It's always about these swaps, these changes, these liberties taken, and it's like the deal with Batman. We were discussing this on Drunk Comics a week or so ago, where when somebody has an idea in their head of what a character is, who a character is, and what that character means to them personally, and then that character has 50 plus years in some cases of backstory and hundreds of different incarnations by thousands of different artists that draw them differently, that write them differently, that just put out different interpretations of these beloved iconic characters. No one is ever going to be fully pleased with any adaptation. Ever. You can't even please current comic book fans, but with that being said, modern comic books are fucking garbage. Let's just say that. Like, for instance, I think they just dropped another Spider-Verse comic, right? And every one of the new Spider-Men is gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But every single one. What about the crippled Spider-Man, the one that needs a wheelchair, and he's like permanently in a wheelchair, so he's like going up fucking buildings and shit, doing the Spider-Man thing all day long with a wheelchair webbed onto his fucking back? There's another one where there's a Spider-Man with crutches. Like, that's current Marvel Comics for you. And as we were discussing on Drunk Comics, it was brought up by Marcus, lovely Marcus Cora. You should tune in to Drunk Comics on Sundays at 5 p.m. On subcultureradio.com. Sometimes I'm there. Sometimes I'm not. You never know. But as Marcus was saying, these people, these folks that are in charge of the actual trade paperback type distribution, don't give a fuck. Straight up. There are no fucks to be given because there are no stories to regurgitate. There's no need to put out trade paperback collections of a full story when nobody even bought the books themselves. When the books are floundering. Why would you want to put out a quote-unquote, a specialty version of anything that isn't very special? It's like when Sony was super tone-deaf and was like, oh, we will release Morbius in the theater a second time because of memes, and then no one went and saw it again, so they lost millions of dollars on putting something back in theaters that nobody fucking wanted. It was a meme. It was so much of a meme that there's now another meme that anytime Sony fucking posts anything on Instagram, there are at least a couple dozen comments that are like, hey, please put Morbius back in theaters for the third time. We promise we'll all go this time. We were all busy that weekend. Yeah, no, it's a fucking meme, dude. It's not real. But, so, She-Hulk, I get detracted. So, that the origin story was Bruce Banner sees Jen get shot, right? Mob shit. And he prevents himself from becoming the Hulk. He saves her. He takes her over somewhere, does a blood transfusion. Then suddenly she becomes a Hulk because he saves her fucking life. And then she ends up teaching him that it's not a curse to do the Hulk thing, that it's actually more of a silver lining in your life and something you can make positives out of. There's a whole thing here that you could have pushed the hyper feminized, like, MCU, she knows better than you thing, especially when you have Soy Boy Hulk, Smart Hulk, Professor Hulk, whatever the fuck they're calling him. Dude, it's the lamest incarnation of the Hulk maybe in the history of the character. Doing yoga, chilling out in his little glasses, being very gay. It's just not, it's not a good time, man. I can't help but feel like, thank God Phase 4 is ending. Thank God. Thank the fucking elder gods, because this shit has been directionless for too long. It's been a drum I've been beating for a hot minute now, that these shows are floundering, that these shows are directionless, and that due to so many changes and so many things just being up in the air, that there's no fucking singular vision. None. And although there may be at the core of all of these shows, maybe they get greenlit and they have an awesome idea, they do the thing, and quite frankly, it just falls the fuck apart. Jesus Christ, can my band just stop blowing my shit up while I'm doing a show? Jesus, speaking of my fucking band, we're about to play the largest show of our careers, and you know what? I'm not supposed to say nothing, but we're going to be announcing this any day now. And if you've been tuning in to the DW Presents stream on Twitch, Blackcraft's Battle for Louder Than Life, you will have some details in your brain that the public does not yet possess. And that is that a certain band, I won't name names, I'm not going to say anything, a certain band that I'm in might be making a special appearance. We might be playing this Big Dick Festival on the same day as Slipknot and Lamb of God and Mastodon and so many amazing fucking artists. But you didn't hear that from me. And I don't know what band I'm even talking about. I don't know who I'm talking about. I could be talking about, I don't know, Kuza. No, I'm kidding. Fuck Kuza. Well, not really. Nah, don't fuck Kuza. Mike's a sweet kid. He's just not built for the music business. Anyway, She-Hulk. Back to it. She-Hulk's head writer has also managed to make it crystal fucking clear that they have generally no understanding of the character's origin stories. And it's crystal clear. This show is being used as a vehicle to push agendas on people. This is being used as a vehicle to normalize really weird shit. The dialogue is terrible. The CGI, atrocious. The editing, some of the worst I've ever seen in the MCU. That final, fucking spoiler alert, but the way that episode 1 ends with that fight scene in the courtroom, there is a moment. Okay, so Titania, or whatever the fuck that the drag queen looking interpretation of this character is, who's actually created by Doctor Doom in the comic books. But at this rate, man, with the MCU being what it is, fucking God, I don't even know if I want to see them fuck up Doctor Doom. I don't even know if I want to see them completely fucking massacre Planet Hulk. And that's how the origin story got swapped, right? If those of you that saw, a big spaceship just comes down while Jen's just ranting about Captain America being a virgin. By the way, who the fuck ever asked, is Captain America a virgin? Who the fuck cares? Yet on Twitter, Jesus Christ, you people need help. And when I say you people, I mean everybody on fucking Twitter. If you have a Twitter and you are within the sound of my voice, delete that shit and save yourself the mental anguish. Stop living in an echo chamber and go the fuck outside. Share your shitty little narrow-minded, hyper-agendized opinions with your inner circle and watch how you get laughed at. Watch how you get made out to be a fucking idiot, because quite honestly, when you get outside of that echo chamber, that's just non-stop, again, hyper-agendized opinions that you echo back to the world like it's fact, because you saw some dude on some podcast say something, or you read some article somewhere, and now you're just gonna regurgitate a really piss poor game of telephone version of what you read, or whatever headline you fucking read for whatever story you neglected to read. You'll immediately find that 99% of this shit is conjured up to divide people. All of this shit, the weird division, the weird sort of like, what did I just say? I'm not drunk or high. That's my problem. I'm not on weed. I haven't had a single beverage. I'm all kinds of fucked up here. I've been sitting in a hot box for 2 days, 90-degree weather. My brain is fucking fried. Sorry, kids. So, I apologize if I get a little rambunctious, if you know what I mean, but I'm feeling it. I'm fucking feeling it. So, yeah, man, in yet another example of the fact that Marvel Studios has long since stopped caring about treating its source material with any semblance of respect, She-Hulk, Attorney-at-Law's head writer Jessica Gao has revealed that what the fuck did they call this character? The Jade Gigantress? Oh my God, that's terrible. No, never say that again. That was terrible. Anyway, She-Hulk's origin story was grossly altered. Now, okay, here's what we're getting at. The original, Bruce Banner saves this woman, right? Blood transfusion. That's how she becomes She-Hulk. And when she becomes She-Hulk, she becomes this, like, best of the best version of herself, where she's at peak physical readiness. She's sharp as a tack, so to speak, but she's also apparently completely sentient and present. Unlike the Hulk, who is apparently just goes into blank rage mode. But in this case, we get a car accident, right? We get some shitty little car accident where Jen then has to save Bruce, and it doesn't play well, because all it takes is one drop of Bruce's blood to get into Jen's open wounds, and then she just hulks out and blanks out. Dumb. Every single scene in this fucking show so far has been, oh, I got an idea. Hey, how do we wrap up that idea? Fuck that noise. I got another idea. We're going to do this other idea. Wait, but that idea you just mentioned, weren't we going to do that? Yeah, we already did it. Wait, but it's not done. Fuck you. We're doing the new thing. Every scene. Every fucking scene. So there's a fundamental misunderstanding regarding this character's origin story, all that hotness. There's a real genuine misunderstanding of why these characters are loved, where these characters generate their fan bases from, because of good storylines, great art, and just a connection, a bond established with the reader that is simply not in any way, shape, or form present in this Disney Plus series. It puts itself across as a comedy, as like a bit of a comedy show. However, the comedy doesn't land. The fourth wall shit is uncomfortable. And again, I repeat myself because it's fucking true. The editing was some of the worst I had ever seen. So much so that there are people I know that don't know shit about fuck when it comes to editing. They don't know a single thing about, how to cut something together. That still see this fucking show, specifically this show, and say, that doesn't look great. That doesn't look... that should be a little cleaner, no? And as we've discussed, VFX artists, because Marvel has all the fucking money in the world and can just change their minds at the drop of a hat and force VFX artists to work overtime. Well, it's not necessarily forcing these people, but these people need to make money. So they get put in these situations, right, where they do full CG composites of full scenes and they're ready to go. And then Marvel's just like, yeah, that's not going to work. I'm going to need you to come in on Saturday. Oh, yeah, and Sunday, too. All right, thanks, Peter. Office Space. I just found my red swing line stapler, and if anybody tries to take it from me, I'll burn your house down. Anyway, She-Hulk's very disappointing, and it's breaking my fucking heart, because this is how we're going to get Daredevil back, right? And I can't wait for She-Hulk to call Matt Murdock a privileged white guy. I can't wait for She-Hulk to explain away some shit like, you're lucky you're blind, so you don't have to see the atrocities I deal with every day. Okay, I get it. You get catcalled, and suddenly that's on par with Bruce Banner's parents. Like, he watched his dad literally kill his mom. He's tried to kill himself multiple times. He's lost so many people, and yet she is better. She's the one with the more ability. Like, really? Is that really where we're fucking going with this? One episode in, we have to just shit all over one of the most beloved characters in Marvel in general. And sure, the MCU is just a fucking abomination right now, but that is what it is. Now, what the fuck else? I don't want to keep fucking talking about this. I listen, if you guys want, I will keep doing full-on reviews. I will review the rest of this series begrudgingly, but you gotta want it. And I'll tear it the fuck apart if it's terrible. I promise you, I ain't gonna hold back. If they fucking nerf my boy Matt Murdock, I swear to fucking God. Anyway. Black Panther 2. The ending of Phase 4, of floundering Phase 4 of the Multiworse, is bringing us another... Well, before you get on me...
But it's 7. It's in the comics. It's completely fucking accurate to the comics.
Alright. Shut up. As far as I'm concerned, this character has no business being in Black Panther 2, but what the fuck ever, right? Like, who cares? Ironheart, I guess. So there was this first look at the character's armor, and it literally looked like it was made out of just like garbage scraps, which I guess is the gimmick. But like, how many characters have we had recently where their gimmick is that their shit looks like trash, where their gimmick is they have no money, so they can't, so everything looks like paper mache and just hot garbage. Like, how many characters do we need this fucking excuse for? So here we are, right? Let's can I zoom in? Is that as much as I can zoom in? Oh, that's atrocious. So what you're seeing here is a 3-pack of the cheapo toys for Wakanda Forever. Namor, Ironheart, and I think Shuri. I don't know. I can't tell. I have lenses in my mask and I can't necessarily see too clearly. I see kind of clearly, but not clearly enough. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Sorry. But I do still have obstacles in my way. And I don't, like, whatever. Is this how the character looks? I guess. That's fine. Whatever. Just, it's gotta be more beating you over the head with incessant nonsense that more characters nobody asked to see. Oh, cool. An ad. Yeah, let's drink Coke. Drink Coke. Promote Coca-Cola on my show. That's right. You know what? Fuck Coca-Cola. Here's what I have to say. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Here on Radio Respects, we don't drink soda. Here on Radio Respects, we ain't sipping the booze in the hall. I had to close the window. Somebody's in the club, and I don't want to be fucking interrupted. So, here on this show, we don't drink soda. What is this, 1995? Who gives a shit? We drink the J Fuel. That's what we drink. We drink Ice Shatter here, boys. That's what we do. I should have made myself some before the show, but I don't know, man. I came in here on a whim. Remember, I came in here on a whim. No AC. I'm like, I am flipping the fuck out. What is this? What is this? I'm being hit up by my AC guy right now. We'll be out tomorrow to replace. Ooh, you heard it here, folks. H7's gonna get to resume studio work. Allegedly. God, I am sweating bullets. I am sweating like a whore in church. So, yeah, Ironheart, who cares? Whatever. Batman, though. Matt Reeves has secured a multi-picture deal with Warner Brothers Discovery due to the fact that he has been so deeply embedded with these TV projects for his Batverse? Is that the term? I don't know. His little DC universe, which is completely fucking separate from this Black Adam thing, from where the DCEU is allegedly going to be going forward from. Word on the street is that WBD wants to phase out Robert Pattinson's Batman after they do a trilogy. Like, they'll just phase his ass out because they have other interests. One of those seems to be the goddamn Snyderverse, and like, whatever, man. Whatever. Cater to your audience. If they want a thing, give them that thing, right? But maybe not 6 hours. If I get another 6-hour cut of anything from Zack Snyder, if the world is cursed with another one of those things, another one of those 6-hour ponderous, non-stop, slow-mo bouts of bullshit, dude, just take away his director card. Stop. Just go make music videos, you fucking loser. So, multi-picture deal for Matt Reeves. This is very, very good news. The hope is that since he's been, again, working on this Penguin series, there's some sort of Arkham thing in the works, which is they were doing a Gotham PD thing, but I guess WBD felt, no, let's do Arkham. So we're going to get, I guess, a really quick, god damn it, man. Every time I go to these fucking websites, we just get bombarded with ads. It's so incessant. Like, I'm not trying to give free promotion on this network to just randos. Yeah, drink Coca-Cola. Get out of it. Oh, hi. Hello. So yeah, Matt Reeves signing a multi-picture deal with WBD is more than good news, I assure you. Just trust in the process. Even though WBD has given us no indication that they know what the hell they're doing, how long can you flounder before you just course correct, right? How long can you just float aimlessly adrift at sea until you end up doing something about it. How long can you take on water in your sinking ship until it is time to jump overboard? Now, I don't think we need a trilogy of 3-hour Batman movies. In fact, I don't know anybody that I would wish that hell upon. But with that being said, there is room for improvement. There is room for so much cool shit in this little universe. But the argument now being had is people are comparing this one movie against Christopher Nolan's trilogy, right? And again, another topic that was brought up on Drunk Comics. What are words? It's appropriate that every time I mention Drunk Comics, I slur something or mess something up. It's on brand. It's just on brand. But it's absurdly unfair to just, compare a single movie, even though that one movie is the length of the fucking whole trilogy. I'm kidding. Jokes. Ha 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 ha. Spaghetti. So, speaking of this godforsaken DCEU, let's talk about this course correct. Because like I said, how long can you just float aimlessly adrift at sea until you either drop the anchor somewhere or you take on so much water that you have to just jump ship? What's the thing? Where's the line? Well, the line was drawn in the sand at WBD with Batgirl. They drew the line there, outright canceling the whole thing. Like $130 million was already invested in this thing. It was in the midst of being edited. The directors were literally undertaking all of this at the time of its cancellation, the film's cancellation, with next to really no warning they were given. Next to no warning. They, again, were in the middle of editing. They knew they had a lot of work to be done, but the response from Warner Brothers was so far positive, was so far okay, was so far good. Carry on. But I'm a firm believer that the reason why that's the case with them, WBD, I mean, it's firmly because they didn't know what they were doing. There was no plan. There was pure stagnation in the DCEU to the point where they were willing to take these gambles and try these things. And now we got a movie sitting on a shelf somewhere that's about, I don't know, apparently half edited, that most likely no one's ever going to see outside of the Warner Brothers inner circle. It's going to be shown at some executive's Christmas party, and that'll be it, most likely. Yeah, you hear it here. They'll invite Michael Keaton. They'll invite everybody, and they'll have a big movie night, and then that'll be its private premiere, and then you'll never fucking see anything from it again. So they tried, even to capture, the directors tried to capture footage of the whole, of various pre-edited scenes on their phones even. And by the time, literally, apparently, within the day of the film being canceled, they immediately drop everything on their server. They cut it all. They got rid of all of it. Everything. Therefore, completely wiping the server, holding the thing hostage, and, well, this is where the uproar is coming. A lot of people are on the side of these directors. These directors like, oh no, that's their movie. You should let them get their work. But here's the thing. It's not their movie. They were employees of Warner Brothers Discovery. They were paid for their time in full. They did the thing, and the thing is simply not being released. You were paid in full. The film is not your property. Don't try and steal fucking footage. You're not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder isn't even Zack Snyder anymore. Like, if you know what I mean by that, you're my kind of friend. But the Batgirl directors recently did an interview about the whole thing, and there was only one notable quote that I wanted to put across to y'all. There was this thing Let's find it. We're looking. Yeah, no. Whatever. I remember the quote. As far as it goes, as far as I remember, the whole gimmick was, oh my God, ads. I fucking, oh my God, adorable. Let's get out of here. So, here was the gimmick. There we go. Sorry. Technical things. I like doing technical things, don't you? That's the whole gimmick here of being a PD. Speaking of gimmicks, these cats, Warner Brothers Discovery, they made it crystal clear to the directors that, hey, the problem at hand was not directional, was not even artistic. It wasn't a problem with the actress. It wasn't a problem with the directors. It wasn't even a problem with the film itself. The problem was that David Zaslav promised WBD that he would save $8 billion fucking dollars. $8 billion. And how do you start doing that? Well, you take your $130 million production film, you take all of these other series that are already in production that you've sunk millions into, and we'll just cancel them. We just won't invest in releasing them. It apparently is a better investment to just let the thing sit on a shelf than it is to actually put it out. The damage control they would have to do after the backlash they would receive. Here's my opinion. The film tested very poorly, right? Batgirl got a test screening. There were people that leaked some shit out. There were folks that were in there that let out the whole deets even. But there were little bits of footage that leaked out and whatnot. And if you know where to look, you can find it. But it tested very poorly. Like very, very poorly. And apparently so did Black Adam. But they're still going ahead with releasing Black Adam because, I mean, it's The Rock. So at least some people will go because it's The Rock aimlessly. So, Batgirl, tits up. Sorry. See ya. But speaking of Black Adam, a film that probably costs, oh God, I got to get the number. I'll get the number for the next episode. But you got to figure it infinitely more just because of The Rock's price tag, just because of this guy's price tag. You got to think. Why are we... If the DCEU is as directionless as it apparently actually is, allegedly is even, why are we picking and choosing our battles like this? Why not completely wipe the slate clean, pick a direction, head to it, head with it, follow through, do the thing? Is that a crazy idea? To maybe sink $200 million into a fucking project and not butcher it? That's their approach with The Flash, allegedly. The problem with The Flash is their star is a fucking idiot. The problem with The Flash is that their star is attracting so much negative press, it's almost impressive how every time you hear Ezra Miller's name, you just know some absolute fuck shit is gonna follow it. You just know. If anybody in your circle just mentions the name Ezra Miller, the first reaction is, oh God, what now? Ugh. But, so, speaking of Black Adam, I saw this little article here that Pierce Brosnan decided to compare Dr. Fate's powers to a drug addiction, which is interesting. When asked if the helmet of Naboo, which is part of Dr. Fate's costume, no shit, was necessary to release these abilities, the actor responded, absolutely yes. Oh man, there you go. There's the thing. So he's got an addiction to power. Oh God, if there's not subtext to that, oh, that could be real on the fucking nose. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, he's just an actor spouting off, doing some silly actor shit, saying some silly actor things. That's what silly actors do. A professional make-believer is out here trying to, ramp up his thing. They want to hype up the thing. They want you excited about the thing. Are you excited about the thing? Why aren't you excited about our thing? I don't know. Black Adam merch just hit stores and, no one's buying it. I don't see... I mean, look, the McFarlane Toys figures, the Spin Masters figures, there's McFarlane statues, there's all kinds of crap that's coming out for this movie that's on the shelves now. And I don't think this thing comes out until when does this movie come out? Come on. Give me the deets. October 21st. All right, that's not too bad. But, like, we're still talking, it's August. So, I get that, like, things get delayed. I get that we live in an age of delays. But with all that considered, none of this product is moving, which is kind of just further evidence that I don't think this movie's going to perform well. You heard it here first. I would love to be wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. I genuinely fucking hope I am wrong. Because, again, we need good DC movies. I mean, I'm that simp that will go to every single one of them and watch them bastardize my childhood over and over and over again. Just repackage that shit, put a shiny new veneer on it, and I'll fucking charge me $20, whatever. I'll go. I'll at least go for the sake of shitting on it on this show. That'll be my excuse. That's like the thing with She-Hulk. I was like, I'm not going to fucking watch this. I don't give a shit. Meanwhile, Marvel's like, yeah, but Daredevil. And then I scream loudly. Mostly in frustration. Partly in excitement, but seldom excitement. Way more fucking frustration. So, let's hope this film doesn't completely suck a bag of dicks. Let's really, really hope that they get their shit together, DC. Because now that it's Warner Brothers Discovery, you can really, really, really start to hope, genuinely, that maybe an actual direction will be landed upon. Maybe they'll have an end game. Get what I did there? To all of this shit that's coming out. Maybe it's Black Adam. Maybe it's The Flash. Maybe it's integrating all these things together in some fucked up little fashion. Maybe you involve fucking Robert Pattinson's Batman. Who knows? You got options, though. That's the cool thing. Warner Brothers has options. They, especially in the Batman department, they also have Ben Affleck, who is, I guess, in this Flash movie. So, if they're going to release The Flash and not completely just pitch it off to HBO Max, or not completely just dump it in theaters with no press tour because you can't trust Ezra Miller. Just no. I wouldn't trust that motherfucker as far as I could throw him, quite frankly. And I can probably throw that guy pretty far. He's a little man. He's a very little man. Although he's squirmy and he squirms around a lot and he screams and yells at that shrieking shrieking pitch. You know what I mean? When somebody's just like doing that sonic thing. Yeah, no. Appreciate that I backed away from the mic for that one. We got 2 more bits of news. You know me and my Halloween franchise fixation. Here's the cool thing. Halloween Ends, a movie I'm not necessarily excited about, quite honestly, because I'll be honest with you, Halloween Kills was not exactly great. It looked good-ish at times, and it had a lot of cool shit in it. Oh, the flashback sequence, oh my god, that flashback sequence, fuck me. Awesome, but like, this third one is going to be the end of this trilogy, this Blumhouse trilogy, and it has officially received its day and date streaming confirmation. It's going to be streaming on NBC Universal's streaming service. Streaming. How many times can I say that fucking word in a sentence? Peacock. Yep. Everyone's favorite app, Peacock. Yep. Is going to get this film immediately. Now, this kind of just tells me that there isn't much faith in this film if they're sticking with the day and date streaming thing, you know, where it's not exclusively a cinematic release. That's how you kind of know a franchise is Back in COVID times, it was just the norm, and it became the norm. So now the excuse can be, oh, we want this film to be seen in other parts of the world that aren't necessarily as Wild West approach as we are. Places, we want people to be able to stream the thing all over. We want people to see our movie. Sure, cool, nice spin. Bottom line is, I don't think this movie is going to do very well. Hold on there. The movie's going to make money. Make no fucking mistake about it. Blumhouse's Halloween movies were so goddamn cheap to produce that honestly, you could just endlessly crank these bastards out and nobody's gonna bat an eye, financially speaking. You could get investors on the phone in 5 minutes for a new Halloween movie, and if you tell them Jason Blum's doing it, they're gonna know, oh shit, we can do this for cheap, and we might make, hundreds of millions of dollars in profit and merchandising. That's the cool thing about these films now, man. They are all basically just a means to produce merchandise. It's all about just servicing the IP over and over and over incessantly until it just breaks down, dies, or gets canceled. So what's the release date? Let's see. I want to know. Tell me. When does the movie come out? Stop hiding information. Oh, I like that they say it comes out on Halloween, but it's really coming out October 14th. Awesome. That's that. Okay, so Gary Busey. I can't say these words here on YouTube because of the way that things work. So we're going to call it hamburger time. What he's being accused of. Since we can't say those words on YouTube without getting axed, we will just call it hamburger time. Got it? Okay. So actor Gary Busey is charged with hamburger time that allegedly took place at the annual Monster Mania convention in August. I'm sorry, I don't mean to make light of this, but I absolutely mean to make light of this. Actor Gary Busey has been charged with hamburger time that allegedly took place. Really your subheadline is the same thing you start your article with? Are you really some of these writers, man? I understand that you get paid like per word, and there are like X amount of words and a minimum that you need in order to get X amount of money, but like, fuck, man, just take some liberties. Anyway, according to a Hollywood Reporter, the 78-year-old actor was charged by the Cherry Hill police on August 19th with 2 counts of 4th-degree hamburger time contact, okay, and 1 count of attempted criminal hamburger time contact, and 1 count of harassment. Busey was attending the Monster Mania convention at the Doubletree Hotel. I'm vaguely familiar with this convention because the special effects world is quite small and everybody likes to flirt and fuck in the same little pool. It's kind of a problem, quite honestly. There are only so many of us, so we all know each other's dirt. You know what I mean? So anyway, ABC News has reported that the Cherry Hill Police Chief Robert Kempf, whatever, I butchered your name, sorry about that, explained 3 women have come forward regarding the event, alleging Busey, can I use that word on YouTube? All right, groped and touched them inappropriately, so hamburger time, at a meet and greet, which I completely believe. Gary Busey and his messed up ass. Aloha. Gary Busey is the very guest I would firmly believe in a Q&A setting, in a meet and greet setting. Not Q&A. Imagine if he just like gets up in the middle of a Q&A and is just like, come here, honey, honk, honk. Yeah, no. Oh, boy, you look lovely. No. I didn't wear a helmet. That's actually why he's so fucked up and erratic. A lot of people don't know this. Gary Busey got in like a motorcycle accident years ago, and the dude just straight up didn't wear a helmet. And I think he's got a steel plate in his noggin. I think. But I know that after that film, or after that happened, the next film he was in, he was suddenly a Looney Tune, like Nicolas Cage levels of eccentric, but with like no self-awareness. None of the self-awareness of Nick Cage, but all of the crazy pants Looney Tune nonsense. Now, Mr. Busey, Gary, if I may call you that, tighten the fuck up. Tighten the fuck up. I'm going to say it a third time. Tighten the fuck up. Speaking of Titans is going to get axed. HBO Max. A bunch of these HBO Max series are slowly, their balls are this close to the bandsaw, my friends. Harley Quinn. And after that third season, I don't blame them. Titans. After that, man, I'm still butthurt over the way that season 2 ended, but I get it. I get why these shows are being axed. Like CW even. That was up for sale a hot minute ago, and that's why everything over there was up in disarray, has been purchased. I don't remember by who. We'll talk about it in the next show. But yeah, CW even got purchased, and they outright just put on blast the former people ahead of, in charge of creative stuff, nice professional term there, H, that they've been operating, the CW has been operating at a loss for years, endlessly, with no control in sight over their spending. They've just been operating at a constant loss. And now that they've been absorbed, taken up by somebody that now owns like 75% of the CW, Warner Brothers still owns like 12%, and I think somebody else owns... No, it's 15%, and then somebody else owns like 15%, and then the rest is owned by this new person. People. Watch it just be one crazy guy who's just like, I want the CW! Why? We're gonna air Cops over and over again! Yeah, no. Hashtag RIP G4. God, what the fuck happened to G4? That stage, oh my God. It's so sad. It's so fucking sad. They went from being the pinnacle of like news, gaming news. God, anybody out there remember Attack of the Show? Does anybody out there remember X-Play? Oh God, that used to be how you'd get your video game news, excluding the internet. But that used to be the hotspot. That used to be the place to fucking be seen. And now it's a joke. Now it's a YouTube channel that can't even get, and I'm one to talk, can't even get 1,000 plus views on some videos. There are some that sit there at under 100. And that's like with names, with actual fucking names, people that you would probably know from some other thing, in studio doing the thing. They got guests, they do the whole thing. But the biggest problem with every one of these fucking media companies, they think who the fuck they are, they think their shit doesn't stink, and then the second it gets put up to their nose, they recoil. So it's like, okay, so you knew you sucked the whole time, but you were cool with operating at a loss and putting out floundering, bullshit, incessant amounts of things nobody wanted. Hashtag The Flash. I'm just going to say it. The Flash does not need to, oh my God, 10 seasons plus? Is that right? Something like 10 seasons plus? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. But there's no need for it. Everybody I know that watched Arrow or The Flash tapped out at a certain point. It's the thing that happened to The Walking Dead, right? Everybody tapped out once the governor was introduced and things got really slow. Or everybody tapped out when they got to the farm, right? Because every episode was just slow walking through a forest. Oh no, somebody got shot. Okay, see you next week. And that's the fucking show. Like, seriously. But with CW stuff, everybody echoes the same sentiment. Why is it still doing the thing? Why? I was beating the drum that Batwoman needed to be taken out around the barn and fucking blatted. And then it happened, and now I'm sitting here like, oh, they actually did it. And it fixed nothing. It fucking fixed nothing. All it did was wipe their hands of a quite overwhelming shit show. All it did was save them a little bit of negative press. Like, sure, you get a little negative press by canceling something like that. Like, your core viewership will be pissed. But when your core viewership is next to non-existent, and every episode it just gets lower and lower and lower and lower, maybe it's time. Maybe it is time to read the writing on the wall. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just some dickhead in a mask. Here, hosting Radio Respects on subcultureradio.com and on YouTube and all over the fucking gamut, wherever you get your shit. I'm there, most likely. Follow me on this stuff. I'm pointing the wrong way. Follow me on all that crap. I love you long time. Next week, we got some more fun shit. It's been a hot second since I've had a guest in here, so I'm going to try and, with this new layout, I'm going to try and bring in one of my boys and do a fucking show. It might be Azrael. I don't know. This has been Radio Respects. I am H7. I love you. Have a good day. Or don't. Whatever. It works. See ya!